Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Poppin' It's D. About to react to this impressive vid titled Beyonce Checked Tina Knowles for Being Shady to Janet. And Tina addresses everything. Okay, girl, explain yourself, because that was a whole bunch of nonsense, what you did. And it's your social media. Sure, you can like whatever you like, but people are going to take notice and they're going to associate that with your daughter. And you don't want to make your daughter look bad. So, therefore, you should move accordingly, especially because this woman is completely taking care of you. She's funding your whole life. So, the least you can do is be respectful and not make her look crazy. That's just my thought about it. But anyway, let's hear what she got to say. Let's watch.
Now, back to the topic at hand. So, in my previous video, I actually covered this topic. Beyonce's mother, Tina Knowles, liked a shady comment about Janet Jackson's ticket prices. One of her good friends named Letty actually made a post about it, and she shaded Janet for actually charging over $2,000 for a meet and greet package. And believe it or not, this is actually typical for some artists. And Janet Jackson is on a different caliber. She's a legend. So she absolutely has a right to charge $2,000. I don't care what anybody says. But just for the record, her standard ticket prices are not $2,000. Her ticket prices range from $70 to $60.
And that's not even that bad. I paid $1,000 to see Beyonce. Yeah. I mean, I had a floor seat, but I wasn't like crazy close. And I wasn't in the, the Beehive area or anything like that. And I still paid that. So it's like, you thinking $2,000 is bad when you get a ticket and you get to meet Janet? I don't understand.
$100, depending on where she performs. So her prices are pretty affordable if you compare them to how much other artists charge. And like I said in my previous video, she does put on a good show. She does have a good production. So yeah, I think Janet is reasonable with her ticket prices. However, Miss Tina's friend had an issue with it, and she said, "What a joke."
We know what she said.
And Beyonce, she pretty much was reducing Janet in favor of Beyonce and saying that Beyonce is worth the money, whereas Janet is not.
Wait, I didn't see this one. But they are forcing fans to more than double pay to add VIP packages that are a joke. The packages and experience suck. I mean, how desperate for cash?
Beyonce is worth the money.
Girl, what?
Not.
First off, nobody forced to do shit.
Trying to call out my friend Tina for liking my post. People on here making
comments. And Janet desperate for cash? Are you dumb?
So to me, it just seemed very messy
and delusional.
And a lot of people had issues with it. In fact, I saw the Neighborhood Talk make a post about it. And a lot of people were on Janet's side because they were like, wait a minute.
Period. Janet, come on. Y'all better fucking talk about it and know what you're talking about. Janet paved the way for Beyonce. Okay? Paved the way.
And a lot of people were on Janet's side because they were like, wait a minute. How are y'all going to come for Miss Janet Jackson, the legend herself, the queen of pop herself, and complain about her ticket prices? Her ticket prices aren't even unreasonable. And considering that she has been in the industry for decades and she's put in the work and she's cemented herself as a legend, she has a right to charge how much she wants to charge. But Janet is smart enough not to overcharge. Her prices are reasonable enough for her fans to buy, and they will come out and support her. Now, once Beyonce's mom, Tina, got caught for liking that shady post about Janet, she did actually come out and address it. And this is what she said.
Received a phone call that I'm trending for liking a post about ticket prices and an artist overcharging. First of all, being on the other side of that, I know better than anyone what a great production costs and that it's expensive. And I would never criticize another artist, let alone Janet Jackson, who is the queen of production, and her family. I mean, that first family of music, always have been and always will be, and I love and respect them. Secondly, I stay away from negativity. If you follow me, then you know that I am not involved in the mess.
So what is the explanation,
Tina? What I'm guilty of is liking posts, going through when I'm in a big hurry and I don't have time to really read.
Girl, you can't keep using this. You cannot keep using this same excuse, Tina. Now, Tina, you look like you are of sound mind. And I don't buy this for a second. You've used this excuse before. I don't buy that you're just, what's happened? What is this? Oh my god, what's going on? I don't buy that. And then you liking stuff in a rush. That don't even make sense. Why like something if you don't even understand what you're looking at or even know what you're liking? That doesn't make any sense to me. You could be liking a post by anybody saying anything. I don't get that. So what do you mean in a hurry? Don't like it then if you didn't. You know what? This somebody mama. I'm a chill out, and somebody grandmama. So I'm gonna keep it cute. But girl, you can't keep using this same lie. All right, you already used it before.
Making things because I trust that these are people that I follow. That was a big mistake. I will never do that again. So I just want you to hear it from my
girl.
I will absolutely never do that.
Now I'm gonna be completely honest here. I don't think Miss Tina liked that post randomly. I don't think it was an accident. I don't think
either.
She was unaware of what was said.
I thought Impress was about to say
she
she believes
it. Directed at Janet, and considering that her friend was the one who criticized Janet and she liked it, lets me know that they're definitely having some unfavorable comments about Miss Janet in their camp for sure. But Tina got caught. She got put on blast.
And Beyonce was like,
and
Mama,
I believe Beyonce called her up and told her to release this statement and told her to clean this mess up. Because Beyonce does
don't play
not
like that.
want her name associated with this type of foolishness. Now, personally, I do believe Beyonce and Tina have had some talks about Janet behind the scenes because Beyonce and Janet do have a tense history, and I did a whole video about it. Beyonce slipped up and said something negative about Janet Jackson's family. She tried to make a distinction between how her upbringing was versus how Jackson's upbringing was. And in her attempt to do that, she ended up putting down the Jacksons. She basically said that her family was upper class and they came from a good background, whereas in the comment, I think she just wanted to kind of dispel this whole idea that every artist has to struggle coming up in the industry. And I think she also wanted to dismiss the comparisons between her father, Matthew Knowles, and the Jackson's father, Joe Jackson, because the media did try to create parallels between them as well. That's just my opinion on that. I could be wrong, but that's just my opinion. I don't think she meant any harm by it. However, the comment was off-putting. It was extremely off-putting to Janet, and she did it as disrespectful, and I can't blame her. The Jacksons opened doors for Beyonce. If it wasn't for the Jackson 5 and for Janet Jackson and Michael Jackson, Beyonce's group, Destiny's Child, would not be where they are. And Beyonce would not be where she is.
Period.
And she knows this, which is why she has always made.
And anybody who say otherwise, you don't know what the fuck you talking about. You know nothing. Do your research, as y'all love to say. Go Google some shit and figure it out.
Has been so influential and loved all over the world. It's a battle that she would never win because people are going to take the Jackson side every single time. And unfortunately, some people will try to diminish Beyonce, which is something that I don't agree with. Beyonce is a legend in her own right. But like I said, I think Beyonce was probably the one who checked her mother because she doesn't want it getting out that her family has an issue with the Janet Jackson. Now, I'm going to keep it real. I do believe that Miss Tina and Beyonce have had conversations about Miss Janet behind the scenes because Janet has not acknowledged Beyonce ever since she made those off-putting comments.
Why does she have to? She ain't gonna acknowledge her.
Showed her love, and I think that was her way of extending an olive branch. But Janet has pretty much paid her dust, and I don't think that sits well with the Knowles camp. Because
who does she talk about at all?
Acknowledged by the legend.
Who does she acknowledge?
So I think they feel a way that Janet is ignoring Beyonce, and mind you, this wasn't always the case.
Oh, let's beat this.
Early in Beyonce's career, Janet has always been supportive, but the tides changed when Beyonce made that comment. And who knows what Janet is privy to behind the scenes. Maybe she heard some other things that she didn't like that really turned her off, but she's not really interested in acknowledging Beyonce ever again, at least until she apologizes.
Girl!
Which is a little unfortunate. I do think that it would be a great moment.
I don't know about that.
Between them. I think that would be a really great moment.
And you don't know either.
I believe that they do have mutual respect for each other as artists. They might not like each other personally, but I do believe the respect is there. And if they had a moment to just hash things out, that would be great. Maybe Beyonce can send something. Maybe she could send some flowers and an apology note saying, I'm sorry for making that comment about your family, and I'm sorry that my mama was being so messy. But Beyonce is going to have to relinquish some of her pride to do that, and she will have to humble herself before Queen Janet and apologize.
Oh my God.
But in Beyonce's mind, she is the queen. People bow down to her. Why does she have to bow down to Janet? She already given Janet her flowers. What
girl?
So I think Beyonce is at a point where she's not going to overextend herself to try to make Janet like her or acknowledge her. But she's also not going to
her putting all these words in her
mouth.
mouth.
Not going to condone her family doing anything shady either, because the backlash was a little too much. It was a little too loud, and that's why she called up her mama and made her get in front of that camera and address everything. That's what I think. I could be wrong, but that's what I think. I think Beyonce made that call. But anyway, tell me what y'all think.
I'm just not buying that they got beef. I'm not buying that. I mean, obviously, I don't fucking know. I don't know what's happening. But it's not really giving that. She's saying, oh, Janet hasn't acknowledged her in a long time. Who has she acknowledged at all? Is she out here just giving people their flowers left and right? I don't ever hear anything about it. So it's like, maybe she's not acknowledging anybody, because why the fuck does she have to? She's minding her business, doing her tour, and worried about herself, as she should be. I don't understand. How does it mean that she got smoke with Beyonce because she hasn't publicly praised Beyonce? We don't know if she's praising her behind the scenes. She might have called Beyonce and was like, hey, thank you. I see, you paid tribute to me or whatever they claim Beyonce did. And let that be that. Everything doesn't have to be done publicly. There's a lot of things that take place in private, as it should be. Everything is not our goddamn business. We don't need to know everything. So I don't think that they have beef, but I do know Tina needs to stop using this damn lie. And I think that Beyonce probably did tell her, like, hey, you doing too much. What is this? Chill out. Like, come on. I'm paying for everything in your life. The least you could do is not, tie me to some foolishness. Because people are going to be like, oh, Beyonce mama just said this. She agreed with this. So that must mean Beyonce don't like Janet too. You bringing Beyonce into nonsense and she don't want a part of that. Chill out. You're doing a lot. But anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think. Let me know what other videos you want to watch, and I'll see y'all on the next time. Bye.